So last week I finally watched Transformers Age of Extinction. Look, I'm sorry, I tried, I really did try, but I couldn't like it. And I know that many people, Transformers fans such as myself, like it because they think that that's how the movie should have been from the start. But I couldn't like it, I'm so very sorry. I went in with the best of intentions, I swear, I went in with the best of intentions. I was actually kind of looking forward to this movie because the trailers and the interviews and all the publicity had me thinking that maybe Michael Bay finally got on track. I mean, I didn't have unrealistically high hopes because it was still a Michael Bay movie. I didn't expect it to be good, but I did expect it to be alright for what it is. And it wasn't. In some ways, I guess it was better than the other movies. Here's the thing, and I have to admit that Michael Bay was actually not the main culprit this time around. The main failings of the movie come from a very bad script, terrible pacing of the movie, bad screenplay. These are the main problems with this film. There are some good things. We traded up in terms of human casting. We finally got rid of Shia shit, or whatever the fuck you pronounce his name like. I hate that guy. I think he's a terrible actor. He doesn't have any skills or acting talent. He's just hyperactive on camera, which is why he works so well with directors such as Michael Bay, because Michael Bay's direction is pretty much hyperactive. But we got rid of him. Finally, we got rid of him. And we got rid of everybody else from the previous movies too, in terms of human casting. We now got Marky Mark, and you know what? Wahlberg really is a good actor, and he doesn't get his due usually. I watched Boogie Nights when I was 15, and I fucking loved it. By the way, if you haven't watched Boogie Nights, watch it. It's a great film. And Wahlberg was good in that film. He was pretty great in that film, and it's significant because it was still early in his acting career. He wasn't nearly as experienced as he is today. So we got a good lead human actor, right? And he plays an inventor, a Texan inventor, for some reason that works. He sells the shit out of his character because he doesn't have that much to work with from the script, but he sells the shit out of that character, and I appreciate that. And he's a human inventor that accidentally finds Optimus Prime, who is on the run from the human government that turn against the Autobots after the events of the third movie. It's a pretty alright plot. It's been done in the comics in one form or another, so it's pretty in line with the Transformers. And Marky Mark has this daughter, and this friend who gets offed. He's a comic relief kind of guy, but he's likable. He gets off like 20 minutes in, and gets replaced by the girl's boyfriend. Now, let's get something straight here. Even though Bay is not the main culprit of the film's failures, a lot of his bullshit still spills over. The girl who plays Wahlberg's daughter is not a good actress. She's just hot, I guess. She's not my type, but she's supposed to be hot. She's not a good actress. She's really not a good actress. But she's still better than Megan Fox and Rose Huntington from the previous film. I don't remember what the girl from the third one was called, but Rose, whatever her name was called. She's better than both of them, which is alright, I guess. But here's where Bay loses me. The thing I always hated about the Transformers films, there's a lot of things that I hate about the Transformers movies. They're loud, they're a mess, their plot is crap, their acting was crap, their characters sucked, and so on and so forth and so on and so forth. No truth to the Transformers mythos, since I'm a Transformers fan and all that. But the thing that always bothered me the most was the type of Americana that Michael Bay represents. It's not the home of the brave, land of the free, or the other way around. I don't remember how that goes. It's not that. And you know what? As much criticism as the United States get, once upon a time, the United States used to be a good ideal, if nothing else. Not necessarily a good country, but a good ideal of potential, of free world, and so on and so forth, of being able to succeed again, of finding a new path in life and all that. And this is all good. We all like that stuff. But the other side of Americana that Michael Bay represents is the American fuck yeah kind of thing, which is pretty crap. American exceptionalism is not as fun as you may think over in the States, because it's not intellectually engaging, it's not a philosophically sound position, and honestly, it's just kind of ridiculous. What it is a trucker driver's culture. And no offense to you if you drive trucks for a living, but there is a certain culture that gets a lot of these people. Call it a stereotype if you want, but it's the type of culture that gets a lot of these people hanging plastic scrotums from on their rear view mirrors, right? And it's fucking stupid. And this is the type of Americana that Michael Bay's movies, and especially the Transformers movies, represent, with their juvenile humor and look, you need look no further than Optimus Prime himself. He's a big rig, so he needs to have flames, right? Fuck no, because that's not how Optimus Prime should be, but hey, yeah, let's put flames on the fucker. And this is it. This is the thing that bothers me the most, and there's a lot of that in this movie too. In this sense, Wahlberg's character is an inventor. He got his girl pregnant when they were in high school. She gave birth. She died somewhere along the line, so Wahlberg is an overprotective father that doesn't let his daughter date. So his daughter does date, of course, because she's in high school, late in high school, even though she looks like she's 25. And who does she date? A race car driving fucking maniac, who is an exceptionally good driver, by the way. This is what bothers me about motherfucking Bay. His idea that the good American is not the American that went to college, the American that has actually had the balls to accumulate some fucking knowledge and be a better and smarter person. No, it's the small American, the not even middle class, the poor American. That's the true American, and that fucking bothers me because it's all showy and doesn't hold any substance. And honestly, it's a disservice to everything the United States was supposed to be when you killed all the indigenous population and all that. But hey, used to be an ideal, and this is a disservice to that ideal. A huge disservice, and it bothers me because this girl in this movie is supposed to have one role model, one male role model, her father, who is an inventor. And you know what? He's not a great inventor. He can't pay the bills. He's pretty much a failed inventor. But you know what else? He has a fucking robot dog helper. You know what? I don't have a robot dog helper. Do you? I don't think you do. If the guy is smart enough to build a fully functional Doctor Who K9 type of robot helper, he has some fucking smarts. And yeah, he's brash, he's, with text and all and text and that, but he's still pretty smart. So what does his fucking daughter do? He goes and dates the race car driving motherfucker. I really, despite what I said earlier about driver culture, about trucker driver culture, I don't like judging people based on their line of work. But here's the difference. These characters, especially the daughter and the boyfriend, whose name I don't even I don't remember any of their names except Wahlberg's. So these two characters, the daughter and the boyfriend, they're air. Both of them are fucking air. They have absolutely no distinguishable or distinguishing character traits. They don't have a personality. So all I see about them is that one bimbo is dating one race car driving motherfucker who is 20 years old. And you know what? This bothers me because in this fucking movie we never get any inclination, any idea of what this girl wants to do in her life. All she does is bitch to her motherfucking father because he can't pay the bills. You know what, you little cunt? Go find a job and help your dad because he probably raised you up to the age of 17 like that. He probably has it in him. Instead of bitching, go and help him, you dumbass. Instead of going behind his back to date that other asshole who just drives for a living, and that's all we know about the guy. I'm not trying to be judgmental just for the sake of it, but these two have no character traits. Nothing. So, that's all I get. These are the good Americans. The race car driving motherfucker because race cars are cool, and Americans have the strength to do race cars, and whatever the fuck Bay has in his mind, and the bimbo. And that's it. No, and fuck you. Go to college. Go to community college if you can't afford anything else. I don't care. Do something with your lives. Your father built a fucking robot, alright? This bothers me. And then there are the fucking politics. These are like the only two things I can talk about in this movie because everything else is so fucking insubstantial. I haven't even touched the Transformers because they're barely in the goddamn movie. But then there the fucking politics. Bay's motherfucking politics. Here's the thing. When asked on Facebook, when the issue came up on Facebook, I said that, yeah, if you go on a tangent about the politics in Bay's Transformers movies, you're probably doing it wrong because they're not supposed to be taken seriously and so on and so forth. And I stand by this position. If there are people out there who go on huge rants about the politics in Bay movies, they're wrong. Look, they're not indoctrinating anyone. If you think your young child at the age of 8 is going to be indoctrinated on the politics, on right-wing politics like Michael Bay's, they're not. They don't care. They go there for the robots. They're not going to get anything else. The themes are subtle enough for the kids. They're not subtle enough for us, but they're subtle enough for the kids who don't care. It's not like Twilight that was pretty fucking transparent and aimed at developed brains at the age of 14 in puberty when people were becoming sexually aware. It's different. It's not nearly as dangerous. So don't be afraid of that. Unless, of course, there is fertile ground at home. If there are fucking paranoid conservative morons out there that take their kids to these movies, yeah, they're gonna get indoctrinated, but not because of the movies. Having said that, if you're making a movie about giant robots blowing shit up and you still inject politics in them, and not exactly subtle, in a subtle way, then you're not exempt from criticism. And Michael Bay doesn't care about criticism. He's been spewing this bullcrap since movie one. Fuck you, Michael. You should care about your criticism. There's a reason why it exists. You're not exempted from it. If you insert this crap into your movies, you should be criticized for it because it's there. You put it out for the public to see. And I'm not going to go on a long tangent about the politics. It's just kind of odd to me, and it's intellectually dishonest because we spent the first three movies having the military at the forefront like heroes. Super. They were bigger heroes than the fucking Autobots themselves. All right, they were taking down Decepticons on their own. And that changed now. Now the government is bad. I mean, imagine how this conversation would go. I don't know. Hey, Michael, why is the CIA and the government the bad guys here? Weren't they all heroes and stuff in the previous movie? You do know that the U.S. military is, in fact, directed by the federal government, right? I don't understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, wait, maybe it's because that black guy is the president now? Whoa, hold on. You called me a racist, boy? Well, no, yes, look, I don't know. All I know is that this time around, you don't even have the token black guy in your cast. Your movie is whiter than the motherfucking sun. The sun is yellow. The sun is white. Shut up. So, what gives? What's your problem? Obama sucks. Yes, Obama sucks. Of course he sucks. But so did the short guy before him. At least we had the illusion that we were accomplishing something overseas. Yeah. Whoa, big whoop-de-fucking-do. You did a bang-up job there. Got the entire fucking planet to hate you. Good work, Michael. I mean, that's how I imagine this conversation's going. That's what Transformers 4 is. It's a paranoid, conservative's wet dream. When, at the beginning of the movie, the CIA, who now hates Transformers and wants the Transformers to build their own robot army, when they go in and start threatening Wahlberg and his family, I don't know, it seems kind of weird to me. Why does it seem kind of weird? Well, look, the CIA, they're assholes. They have done a lot of shitty things in the past, especially during the Cold War. They get no love from me. I mean, you can still argue that they're protecting the United States and whatnot. I'm not American. I don't particularly care. All I know is that their actions, I don't know about their motives, but their actions are not just questionable. They're reprehensible through and through. But even I find it kind of hard to believe that a fully armed CIA task force would go and beat down and then pull a gun on American citizens, no matter the stakes. We're not talking about pulling the gun either. They were gonna motherfucking kill them, alright? There is this point that the CIA director, or whoever the fuck, the guy in charge of the Transformers project, he outright says, when they're looking for Optimus Prime, kill the girl. Well, he says shoot her. Shoot her, because he needs the truth. Shoot the girl. To get the dad to reveal where Optimus is. Two things. One, I don't see that happening, no matter what. And two, and most importantly, how the fuck would you get the dad to reveal to you the truth by killing his daughter, you dumbass? You have a better chance of shooting him in the leg, idiot. And that's what Michael Bay's politics are in this entire fucking movie. It's paranoia. It's right-wing, far right-wing paranoia, don't get our guns, which is kind of funny because Wahlberg uses a gun, a Transformer gun, toward the end of the movie, but he doesn't actually own a gun. No, I think he owns a gun. He owns a shotgun. I don't remember. He owns a gun, I think, but it's not what saves him. Because you know what? That's kind of the point here for all those idiots that talk about the Second Amendment of the United States. A fully armed task force equipped with alien technology comes on your lawn. You're not gonna shoot them out. I'm sorry, you're not gonna get them off your lawn. It's Optimus Prime that saves Wahlberg and his family. So unless you have a giant transforming robot somewhere in your backyard, you're fucked. So it doesn't even make sense. The theme doesn't even make sense. These are the only 2 points I can make, and I realize that I haven't really talked about the movie as a whole otherwise because there's just not much to say. And I'm already at the 16th minute mark or so. So I'm gonna go pretty fast on the rest. The main theme of the movie is family. Wahlberg and his family, Optimus Prime and his family. The plot in and on itself is all over the place. The movie is overwritten. A lot of it doesn't make sense. I guess if you sit down and try to dissect it carefully, you may make sense out of it. It doesn't matter in my opinion. Despite my ranting for the things that bother me in this movie, I actually did manage to look away for the most part. It wasn't as easy with the first three films because the military was at the forefront of those films. This time, the themes didn't bother me as much because I could just kind of pretend they weren't there. The problem here is that Eric Kruger, who writes these movies, the third and this one, he's better acquainted with the mythology of the Transformers, so it's easier for Transformers fans such as myself to appreciate what he's doing, but he doesn't have the writing skills of Orsi and Kurtzman, who wrote the first movie and contributed to the second before Michael Bay took over. So, I don't know how much power he has over Bay since he's not nearly as big a name as Orsi and Kurtzman were. I'm gonna say this. I can honestly see these projects going like this. Kruger sits down with Bay and says, "Hey, Michael, I'm gonna write the robot parts because you obviously fucking hate the robots, and you write the human parts, or at least you write the story for the human parts, and I'm gonna put them on paper." And honestly, I can see this working like that. I can't imagine that it's all Kruger or it's all Bay. I think there is a connection between these two. Leaving that aside, as for the film itself, it has better action sequences, the robots look better, but it's still not good enough in my opinion. There's some good moments there, but one, I really hated some of the art direction. The way Optimus Prime gets his new alt mode, and Bumblebee the same thing. There is no reason for them to do either, by the way. But even if they do get these, because the car companies pay for these films in a large part. Why the way that the color just kind of changed bothered me. It wasn't a big thing. It's just an art direction kind of thing. Then the way the human-made Transformers transform, it looks cheap. It's like, we ran out of money and we needed something significantly different for these Transformers. So yeah, we're gonna have them fly around like cubes and then kind of morph into robots instead of transform. I'm sorry, you do realize that the thing that's cool about the Transformers, if you're not into the mythology in and on itself, it's actually all these little parts moving around and about and transforming from robot to car and out and vice versa. It's why your movies made this big with people who weren't that into Transformers. I know the mythology, I'm interested in the mythology more than anything else, but it looks kind of stupid, is all I'm saying. Speaking of the politics earlier, I forgot to mention Drift, because everybody is quick to point out how much of a racist stereotype he's not racist. I'm gonna defend Bay on this one. Drift, the Japanese samurai transformer, is not racist, and you're an idiot if you think he's racist. There is a difference between a character archetype and racist stereotypes. Racist stereotype, Transformers 2, Skids, and whatever the fuck the other guy was, Mudflap, yeah, these two, fucking racist through and through. There is nothing even remotely offensive about Drift. He has adopted Japanese Earth culture, he has adopted the samurai culture, a little bit corny, but perfectly in line with Transformers, actually. G1 was like that. It was all about archetypes. Ironhide spoke with a southern accent. What the fuck for? Because it was cool. Right on. It's enough for me. Drift, not a racist. Seriously, not a racist stereotype. Just an archetype, a character archetype. What else is there to talk about this movie? Nothing. Honestly, nothing. It's badly paced. I'm gonna tell you this. The thing I can't really forgive about this movie is that it got me bored. And say what you want about the other films, they didn't get me bored. Not because I liked the action. I always hated the action of the Transformers movies. And the action is actually a lot better in this one, in Age of Extinction. But the other three movies didn't make me bored because at the very least, I had the strength and the energy to hate on them. Like, endlessly. This one doesn't even give me enough things to hate. So, I just kinda got bored at some point. This fucking movie is nearly 3 hours long. And it's badly paced, and there is so much stuff that could be cut out and make a moderately successful Transformers movie. So I'm gonna say this. The movie sucked. I didn't like it. But it is a step in the right direction. It has and actually that's a bit frustrating on its own, it has all the right ingredients now. The ingredients are there for the most part. So in Transformers 5, there is a pretty good chance we'll get something even better if Bay starts listening to the fucking criticism. Cut out a lot of the human stuff. I don't know why you think that the Transformers can be relatable. Find someone to fix this. Hasbro can have their own people on retainer, people who are well acquainted with the Transformers mythology to work as consultants with your writer, Kruger or whoever. There's a rich mythology that you can explore or not explore. The thing is that there is a lot of time in this movie spent on the humans, and a lot of it is absolute crap. I really don't have much else to say. You know the plot synopsis already, which is why I didn't mention it. Transformers on the hunt by the CIA, lockdown agent of the Transformers creators, probably the quintessence never named in the film, Probably you'll see them in Transformers 5. The right ingredients are finally in, so we can look forward to something better. But in order to look forward to that something better, there's still some crap that needs to be fixed. Pace your films better. Do explosions actually fucking matter? Because there are like tons of explosions in this movie that don't affect shit. Things blow up next to humans and they don't even have a motherfucking scratch on them, alright? This is not just unrealistic, it takes the gravitas of a giant explosion. It's not impressive anymore because it doesn't really pose a danger to the characters we're supposed to care about. Cut down on the human time, pace your movie better. I don't particularly care about the dialogue in these things. And by the way, fix Optimus Prime. Optimus Prime comes out in this film and goes, "Oh, I'll kill you, I'll kill you," and this shit. And fuck that noise, because Optimus Prime should be written like John Wayne, like he was originally written in the G1 cartoon. He should have this cowboy thing in him, this war hero thing in it, but the thing is, hero. Because you know what? Back there at the start of the movie, when the CIA guy is about to kill the blonde girl, the Wahlberg's daughter, you want me to feel sorry for them, and you want me to think what? Government bad? That's not what I think, Michael. What I think is, hey, when you portrayed your American hero, the American hero in your movies is Optimus Prime, alright? Flames, all that. That's your American hero in your movies. And when you portray your American hero, Optimus Prime in this case, as a fucking psychopath, a maniac that will kill even unarmed and surrendering opponents with no sense of I don't know, chivalry, and no sense of fair play, no sense of anything other than absolutely brutal executions, then that's the kind of generation you breed. Because the politics in and of themselves, the Tea Party stuff, they will not communicate to the younger audiences. But Optimus Prime, their quintessential hero in these movies, killing everyone and everything in his path with no sense of remorse, with no sense of kindness and compassion, that is actually going to program them wrong. So when you show me the CIA motherfucker killing or trying to kill an innocent family, what you're telling me is that, yeah, because I sold you that kind of superhero. I sold you the killing maniac as a superhero. That's your fault. You can't communicate this message to me because you would be actually responsible for it to a degree. So fix Optimus Prime, fix your characters, cut down a lot of those movies. They shouldn't run more than 90 minutes in my opinion. A lot of the action sequences are actually better. A lot of the stupid humor has been cut down, so these aren't huge problems. Fix your scripts, and the right ingredients are finally there. I'm not going to recommend this movie. I do think it's easier to swallow than a lot of the previous movies. The first movie remains the best because Orsi and Kurtzman, even though I hated the mythology they tried to inject into the Transformers movies, I think they were better writers overall and they paced their movies better, even though these movies aren't exactly paced well either. So the ingredients are there. Do watch it at some point in time. The Dinobots show up at the end. Why I didn't mention them? Because they show up at the end and they make absolutely no difference. Don't go there for them. I think there is still hope. I really do. But in order for this hope to actually bear fruit, some things are going to have to change. So that's all I'm gonna say. There's good stuff in it. There's hope for the franchise yet. A lot of the crap has been fixed, but it's still not there. The ingredients are finally there. Work on it. And maybe next time we'll get a really, really good Transformers movie. I hope. That's all. If you like what you saw or listened, like, comment, subscribe, or don't. Follow me on Twitter at GreekGeekPrick. Read the blog at GreekGeekPrick.blogspot.com. If you couldn't tell, I'm the Greek Geek. Signing off.